Let's continue the challenge. I am now going to see if ChatGPT can create me more sewing patterns. I gave ChatGPT my measurements again and asked it for 2 more patterns. I would like to see if I can get a wrap mini skirt and a front tie top. I don't even know why I'm trusting a robot with my wardrobe, but let's see if these ones come out decently. So I did something a little bit different last video and I challenged ChatGPT to make me some sewing patterns. I think they worked out fantastic, so if you want to go have a look at that video, I want to try another challenge on some different patterns. A wrap mini skirt and a front tie top. The fabric I'm using is a remnant fabric from other projects I've done in the past, so I'm using some scrap fabric here, light cotton material. There is 115 centimeters by 130 centimeters. So I also, from my last video, I learned and I put these fabric measurements into the generator to actually see if I had enough fabric for the 2 patterns, and yes, I'll have enough for my 2 pattern requests. So that is something that I learned from my last video, and if you're interested, go check that one out. I learned a lot in that one, which hopefully I'll be able to now put into practice for this challenge. For the skirt, the wrap skirt piece, ChatGPT has given me the dimensions from my measurements, as previously mentioned, horizontal waist length for my wrap skirt and a length as well. I have also requested that we draft this skirt from one piece. Because it is a wrap skirt, I'm thinking that hopefully we can cut it out of one long strip, and this is what has been given back to me. Top width is going to be 122 centimeters, so it can wrap around my waist. Then we're going to drop down by 45 to 85 centimeters, which is about 17 to 18 inches. And then from there, we're going to draw a hemline that curves down to give it a nice flare. And we want the total hemline of the bottom edge to go to 65 inches thereabouts. So 60 to 65 inches. So if we're dropping down the hemline, the width along the bottom is going to be slightly longer and flared out. Then we'll have this trapezoid shape, which we can finish the edges on and attach some ties to, and I might even put a little buttonhole on the side that isn't in the ChatGPT directions, but I think that'd be quite easy to do in the waistline, just so you can like thread it through and tie it nicely with a bow on the side. This is the idea. So with my scrap fabric I have left over here, I have a piece that is 27 inches long, and I need to have it 48 inches total, so we'll be able to get the length like this, rounded bottom as requested from the pattern instructions. So I will start cutting that out. have hemmed the skirt and I have attached the waistband. I've now ironed it across the top folded down a centimeter and then half again, so we can have this nice waistband. Ties are coming off the edge here, and I just extended out this tie. I added another strip here, and I've just sewn that, I've ironed that to then sew down for my other tie. Once I've sewn this waistband down along here in the ditch, I will then put a buttonhole on the left hand side on the waist, so then I can have a hole to thread my tie through and wrap around the back and then tie on the right hand side. So pretty straightforward. Yes, I'll sew this waistband channel and tie on and then come back to you. Welcome back. We have now started the ChatGPT pattern for the ruched front tie bandeau top. Instructions just say ruched tie front bandeau top. We're going to have one channel at the upper top and then 3 under the bust. Each of them will just be tied with a drawstring. So it's going to be very forgiving on the fit as well, because we can make it go as we need. As you can see, we had 2 panels cut out, which I have attached together, and putting in some channels for the ties for the front. So I've gone ahead and I've attached my 2 panels. I've put a channel at the top along the top edge here, and then we've got 3 ties that are being sewn in, and I've done 2 so far, as you can see, and we've got 1 more to go here. So just following the instructions that's been provided by AI here. I've also gone along and finished my bottom edge as well as my front edges, and just serge them and then fold them over and sew them down, just so we've got a nice clean edge here for where they're going to meet at the front. So essentially I've got the last channel to attach, do my ties, thread them through, and then the top should be done. This one's coming together very simply, very quickly. Now all that's left to do is to make my ties, the 4 ties, thread them through, and then the top is ready to try on. So I'll come back to you with the final reveal of the AI ruched tie top. ChatGPT has done it again. This outfit is so sweet, so easy to go and sew together. It was a breeze. There are a few things that I changed, like the buttonhole on the skirt for the tied tie, and an extra option could be straps on the top here. However, this top is so simple, super flattering, and it fits like a glove because you're tying it together and you can change how you want to tie it or how tight it is. So I reckon the wrap skirt can be a little bit funky, and I think that's just wrap skirts as well. Maybe an improvement in the pattern could help snug it around the waist a little bit more. My waist goes in compared to my hips, so it does feel a bit gappy. That is an improvement, but again, this is a AI pattern. AI instructions from just basic measurements and requests. So I will put the prompts that I put for these 2 patterns in. Definitely try the top skirt. Look, and nothing to write home about, but definitely try this top. It came together in like 2 hours or less, and it is so cute, perfect for summer. But I want to show you the full outfit.